And welcome back from the slightly extended intermission. We are here for our second series of the day in the PCL, obviously continuing the Valorant train. Jobin and Fundy here, and we've got Baker and LSU. Two teams that have been finding a lot of success in the early going of the PlayVS League. We obviously got LSU and Baker both on stream earlier in the year. Baker fresh off an amazing season last year. LSU with a crazy game last week to stay in the win column above 500. But should be a very, very close game today.
Yeah, despite the records, right, Baker College is sitting in that undefeated slot. There's only a few teams left there, right? We are getting pretty late into the regular season here, sitting at 5-0. Louisiana, LSU, they're 3-2, right? One of those losses was an FF loss, so that is taken with a grain of salt, right? You never know what happens. Technical difficulties, players get sick or something like that. And the one loss they did take was a 3-map loss to University of Central Florida. One thing to note is that Baker did 2-0 that same UCF roster. So that's the only kind of piece of comparison we have between these two teams, other than the fact that, yes, we have seen them on stream before, and we do know what these teams play like. Baker is a very, we are going to control the game kind of team. The last time we saw LSU, they were actually down pretty hard. I think it was 8-4 or 9-3 after half. In one of the maps, and they actually made the comeback. So something to be said about that as well, being able to ice up and just make that comeback happen, not let the score get you down, really keep that mental strong. Definitely something to be said about that as we move into this series.
Yeah, Baker, obviously, they did well at CVAL Champs last year. They did well at Texas. They're continuing that momentum into the brand new season. And now we can take a look at the rosters. See for each side who will be stepping up. For the side of Baker, it's going to be Demon, Drago, Nami, Germsy, and Hijinks. And for the Tigers, it's going to be Nyx, Pie, Jelly, LinkedIn Warrior, and Aaron Wiggins. Some definitely familiar names.
Yeah, all 10 familiar names here for us. Like we said, we've seen them earlier this season, and now we're finally getting them in a matchup up against one another. Also, I think we mentioned this last time. LinkedIn Warrior is definitely in the all-time names here, especially because, fairly, we'll say, unexpected in the Valorant side of things and the esports side of things. A lot of people love to be the opposite of a LinkedIn Warrior when we're in esports there, but
hey, that's XP ways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All jokes aside, let's head over, check out the maps here where we're going to be playing on this best of 3. I was going to say, I believe we do have little fancy newness in there, of course. Lotus and Haven, classic
fancy
start.
Newness. I like
yeah,
that.
that was
like that.
that one rolled off the tongue for sure.
Anytime there's new content for you, I'm using that. Anytime we get a new map,
little spiffy
sounds
newness
like someone's
action.
name from 1800. Fancy newness.
It's like
Harry Potter's cousin,
Squilliam Fancy Son,
basically.
Pretty well, but Corrode could be that decider. We'll have to see how this plays out. Like we said, Baker only had 2-0s up until this point in the season.
They are good.
And up against some strong rosters as well, right? We mentioned the UCF loss from LSU, whereas Baker had little to no issue taking down that roster there. I have to see what LSU has to cook up because they're definitely the underdogs coming into this one. Lotus and Haven to start. Luckily, they're pretty common maps, right? Everyone's comfortable on these maps. There's no Corrode where we're still seeing new things every single time we hop on to the server there. Thought we were going to see a new agent for
I don't think he's allowed yet.
but
not allowed
yeah, I was going to say it's still fairly, still in 2-3 weeks old, right?
I'm pretty sure, especially for collegiate. I think usually, it's either like sometimes it's 2 weeks. I guess now it's like a month, just depending on the agent. And I guess, and with this patch coming out, Valorant's in a very large flux state, so to speak. Probably the biggest changeover in 3 years, something like that.
Like quite literally since they did that last huge economy overhaul where certain characters, like where Sky became useless, and those like that whole update where they started to remove utility.
Patch level update.
Yeah, pretty well.
Oh, did you enjoy killing things? That's cute. This game's not for you anymore.
Yeah. Well, no, now you get to kill things and you just get to use what you're supposed to use to kill things instead of
very true.
90 abilities on the map. I must say, granted, our last series was it was a stompage from Cumberland there, and they are a very, very strong team mechanically to begin with. So obviously we were bound to see just a lot of crazy plays when it came to the aim skill. But here, I'm excited to see how, a little more, what should be a closer matchup kind of plays out with some of these new changes. Are we going to see just straight up a lot more gunplay, a lot more of these like raw peaks that we're seeing where now you can kind of rely on the spray a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they wanted to make the game less util heavy. They
did
certainly succeeded. Yeah, they definitely succeeded. Obviously, you can still see there's a decent amount of spam because everyone still gets 3 abilities.
You still have your abilities, yeah.
But it's just that second wave of util when there's 25 seconds left in the round.
Right, yeah, because
exactly
certain
mad
smoke,
blitz.
everything's like 60 seconds now,
Instead of
right?
like 30 to 40. Like
Yeah.
Fade's Haunt used to be like 45. Now it's a minute. Sova's Dart's going to be a full minute now.
Same,
so yeah,
the dark covers are a little longer, right? Aren't they 45 seconds now? Something along those lines?
Yeah, and they were fast. Yeah, basically anything that was like the signature ability got a cooldown nerf to it, so everyone's not going to get to use it possibly 3 times
Duelist's
per round.
not going to get touched by that one.
Yeah, a lot of the duelists have already been touched up, though, over time.
That's true. That's very true.
Because a lot of them were very, very strong and or broken.
Such as Jet here, where you definitely had to change that signature ability a while ago.
Really lucky to escape there. We're seeing a lot of Baker.
Took some damage, but did deal some back towards that Viper.
Ooh, staying around, though. I don't know about that one, unfortunately. Not going to go their way, and now Germsy going to rack up the kill onto the Vice, and they're actually not going to go to A. They hit the Mad Dash. Oh, I see why. Germsy has occupied all of
That's where Germsy found the kill.
I guess the lone Vice on C makes sense.
I was going to say, seeing that last play, you'd assume that Germsy kill was just involved in the big scuffle there around A, but it was actually the lurking Yoru who was able to take down that Vice, and now might be in a good position to possibly just get a quick shot off. Uh-oh.
No one was ready?
Nobody was ready for the peek out of that dark cover right there. Pi picks up 2. LinkedIn Warrior just wants to run down this spike right now, but everyone falls quickly. And Baker keeps the team alive, plays off of their player advantage, right? You have the little double swing there, and they're able to take the pistol round, get that plant down as well. You're going to have some nice cash in the back pocket. What a piece.
I literally got away with murder. 4 people trained on a dark cover and no one ready to actually fire a shot. That was pretty funny.
Of course it was right. Timing, too. Germsy shot 1 shot out of the Sheriff, decides to pull out the knife, and of course that's right when Pi gets the swing there.
Well, I am a knife enjoyer, so.
That is the classic. In just about any shooter game, it's the second I start to reload, the second I start to switch weapons, that's when the peak comes through. I could be holding that angle for 35 seconds. It doesn't matter.
Or I'm going to turn 180, put my back to the angle, and then I'm going to get absolutely
check the one other angle that I may be exposed to.
All right, I got long. Second, I look away from long, and there's 3 long. Nice. Had no idea. That is phenomenal. Early paint shell in mid, a little bit of chip damage onto the, I guess, the Rays and the Jet, both taking a lick in there.
Kind of like that from Germsy. Flip the door, take the gate crash back, and now you just get to double back as the whole team towards Mound. Of course, there is going to be that Vice.
The Vice every round because they know she usually plays solo here, and she has a pistol.
Yep. I think everyone's on pistols. I don't think anyone forced out from the LSU side.
Uh-oh. Yep, figured that would go that way. Nami TP onto the box at the Shrouded Step. Nyx nowhere to go. LinkedIn Warrior looking to get a little bit lucky through the dark cover. Could possibly be able to find one, but obviously that is a dice roll, and that is putting it lightly as Germsy's able to knock down Pi. And there we go. Baker is rounding out the rest of the site. Headshots, wallbangs galore. Last one standing is Jelly, and they were taken to 25 HP about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, a while ago there. Now you're up in the 1v5. Sheriff only. He's going to be slowly creeping towards this site. Kind of expected more just play for exits. But you never know. Shot goes wide from Demon. Nami's there as the second player. And Jelly goes down, of course, with 25 health in the back pocket. Not expecting too much out of that play, as much as we would have loved to see it. Now you get some weapons in hand. I saw Guardians for a second, but now that they're forcing the rifle, the full rifles, it's light armors.
Yeah, they're re-racking the math, and they're like, Guardian heavy or probably 5 rifles light will definitely be better, especially knowing that Baker most likely not going to upgrade that Marshal, that Bulldog. They obviously have the rifle on Demon, which is something to be afraid of, but they certainly have the weapon advantage going into the round. Obviously,
I think that rifle was on on Germsy as well. Looks like they just tossed it over to Demon. Was happy to hand it to the Rays, which is interesting as, I mean, Germsy has been playing quite well here. I love the run out from the defensive side. It turns into a 2v2.
Uh-oh.
Chaos on Mound leaves 3 players alive in a long rotation for Nyx here.
Not an optimal round 3 for LSU, especially considering I did like the idea, but they had to just win the gunfights, and unfortunately, they were not able to.
Hold on.
Rifle v Rifle, 5 HP. Hijinks with the Vandal of their own, though. One of the, I think that was that lone rifle for Baker. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you could have picked up. You could have picked up one of 6 rifles after all that
Somebody hit
happened.
the loot
So
pinata over there, and it spouted out gold scars.
the loot llama. Yo, loot llama's dropping on mound. Rotate.
Bro, I need mats, dude. I need mats. Okay, the Odin is what I was desperately hoping to see, and it was Lotus. I knew I was going to get fulfilled. I didn't know how soon we would see it, but
I think it may have been Baker who gave us some very clean Odin plays previously in the season.
yeah, clean Odin is certainly a combination of words there for sure.
I mean, listen, you're taking down 4 without lifting your left click.
Talk about
I
skill
consider that
expression.
clean.
And listen, the Odin was quite good before this.
Yeah, I wonder if they changed the spray on like that weapon too much
I'm
as
pretty
well.
sure it was like a fundamental game
Yeah, but I
change.
do know the main like goal was for the rifles. I
Yeah,
remember
and the
watching.
Odin also shot pretty straight left to right.
Yeah,
like,
it's
if you
never
crouched,
been-
It was pretty straight anyway.
Oh,
Jelly!
holy! That's 3. As they did find the first pick of the round as well.
They took no damage and got away. That was quite
Yeah.
lucky. And LSU's going to win this round, of course. Jelly on ace watch already. Nami just got hit with both of those
Through the
shots through
wall.
the wall, and the ace for the Jet. And what a way for LSU to steal a round away after they lose the bonus. They end up walking away with round 4, and I think it was a flawless. I mean, Jelly basically killed everybody.
Finds
in
the
spawn,
first
so.
pick, long range, finds the collat. Another headshot comes through, and then, of course, the little dink through the wall. I'm not sure who had the Marshall there. So where did the first one... Yeah, so that first kill was way earlier in the round. I think we might have just missed that.
Look at then he got
Yeah.
binged twice through the wall.
Yeah, through the wall.
Actually,
hurts.
3 times if you count the last
Wouldn't
one.
wouldn't have mattered as Jelly was on those headshots. Goes from 0-3 to 5-3 real quick.
And now we have the big gun.
And now we have a game on our hands.
Yep, left click to win. Wallbang headshot. The Odin will do that for you. Demon's going to find the answer, but it is an absolute spam down.
No
LinkedIn
ammo.
Warrior. You got to reload, unfortunately. And now the Odin spam through door. MSN finding a whole lot of damage onto the side of Baker. Demon going to be down to about 25 HP. Everybody else looking to maybe corral around the B site. Nyx waiting in tow for hijinks, but just waiting for the rest of the Baker crew to roll over.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a slow reset from Baker. I don't think they want to do their typical, let's just walk towards the site, as the last 2 rounds haven't exactly been easy in that regard. Even that scuffle towards Mound turned into a 2v1, which was in their advantage, but it's still not where you want to be necessarily.
Didn't get the audio? Oh, I guess Pi didn't run. I thought Hijinks heard him. Well, maybe he did.
Well, now they saw the dark cover, so they've got an idea. And Hijinks has actually crept into a very nice position
They
here.
grabbed orb for Showstopper, too, before they planted.
Oh.
They haven't planted yet, but they did grab the orb for
Hijinks
it.
needs to be aware of Nyx possibly rotating through Waterfall here, but it should be fine as they decide to take the flank onto the site.
They're going to pinch C, I think.
Flip the revolving door, start to head towards Mound, and all you need to do is
There it
spot
is.
out this Vice now. Sees it, finds the kill. Now you've got the player advantage. Of course, Showstopper is going to ward off these players from really moving any forward past B, and it will guarantee the plant.
Hey, pick it up, pick it up.
Grab it.
Nice little upgrade there. SMG to rifle, MSN obviously 100 bullets, and a whole lot of attitude to try to find the kill. There it is. Good for the first one. Demon was on 1 HP, and now we're into the 1v1. The Nightfall gets expended. Drago instantly going for the wide swing off of the audio cue, and a nice comeback round for Baker.
Yeah. Drago, maybe a little greedy burning up the ultimate there, but did have it available, and of course, picking up more than a few
As long as you win
kills.
the round
Yeah.
with it. If you use
That's
it and
true.
then get swung in one shot,
Then
feels
it's
worse.
it's greedy. There it's just calculated.
MSN repurchasing the Odin once again. Basically going to see it every single round on this map when the cash is available. Ultimate's looking pretty good for LSU as well. The money's still looking good for them as well. So they definitely have a foot to stand on in this next round. I want to see if the Blade Storm maybe gets active now or we wait for possible eco round. Either way, I am excited to watch the Jet cook.
Yeah, could have some action mid here. Look at where Pi has been set up, but Demon seems like they're just ready for that. Ready and waiting.
Ooh, Jelly, nice turn on Mound.
Yeah, some craziness there as we are going to have to see Germsy and Demon be aware of this flank. Jelly trying their best not to make noise, although yeah, I don't think they made a footstep just yet.
My blind is dead.
Oh, Nyx.
Wall trick.
Prowler going to go through. The shear will get triggered, so the entire team for Baker not exactly able to come support, but Now you send in Germsy to go drifting. You're going to get some information about everybody on this A site. Nyx is going to have to clear out Rope. Everybody else, they're going to try to get the plant started. Nami, 2 HP, able to win the 1v1. Now, there are still some big ultimates on the side of LSU. They are by no means out of the round, but they've got some work to do. The Paint Shells and the Vandal getting active for LinkedIn. And now it's a 3v2 for the side of LSU. They've got every single advantage, especially when the Raze goes nuclear. You've got
Nami,
a 1 HP Omen. Yeah, somehow getting another one.
Yeah, crazy on 2 health. LinkedIn Warrior will clean up the round with a 4K. That's 2 rounds straight now.
Oh, it's not.
No, you're absolutely correct. I thought about it right as I said it, but I was waiting for the scoreboard to come back up.
I was thinking,
before I corrected myself.
Not 3-0.
As we get our first time out here, actually from the Baker side, realizing that, okay, those should have been winnable rounds. What exactly happened there? Of course, we have an idea of what happened. Nightfall into C's paint shells. That'll work.
I mean, here's what happened.
That'll play.
They got colladed and flooded the same doorway and got Odin diffed, and then they just lost every 1v1 before they got onto a site the last round. So luckily a pretty simple fix as far as strategy goes. The money not looking too good off the back of the timeout, but still gives them a time to talk it over. Even if they do lose this round, still going to be 4-3.
Yeah.
We'll still have the lead.
And really could just be talking it out for that next round as well.
Plus, we've got the most insane Sheriff play I've ever seen.
Or Nami keeps this Vandal, but I have to expect that they're going to be selling that one up in a sec.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Like, going for the hero rifle while the rest of your team is at not even 3K apiece, except for Demon.
Maybe they have a rule that top frag gets the rifle each round.
Possibly.
Or
no,
they don't.
there it is. Yeah, there it goes.
Drop ego, drop rifle. So I think it is going to be at least 2 to 3 Sheriffs here. Probably going to be a few more. Yeah, they got enough money. There should be at least 4. Maybe a 5th one on Hijinks, but you do have all the Viper util. Demon mulling over a Guardian possibly, but... Alright, we're just spinning the wheel now.
Here.
Well, I think Germsy just didn't want to be that far under 2K.
Didn't want to be that guy without a Sheriff.
Well, now they are that guy without a Sheriff.
Oh, Jelly, you got to be a little bit careful here, but... Got some support from the team. The showstopper now just over the top of Mound. A beautiful trap play set by the Tigers, and they are running them down in the spawn. Baker, the spike left in the absolute depths. And Hijinks, you'll be lucky to walk away with 1 or 2 here.
Yeah, aware of the... That was not even a pixel. Turns into the headshot. Still going to have to be working for this spike. Still not a great round, but great pick nonetheless.
Don't do it to him. Oh, thought we had a second one lined up in the cards there. And remember when I said lucky to get 1 or 2? That was pretty lucky. I know there was a lot of skill involved there, but that one certainly felt like it was a bit fortunate.
Yeah, slow it down for a second here for us, Ryan.
Okay,
wow.
so I'm going to say something. I don't think that hit.
It hit just through the wall.
I don't think that hit. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Listen, I don't trust it.
Listen, if that hit me in game and I saw the VOD, I'm questioning. Noticing, pointing to the hourglass. That's popular right now for whatever reason, so those kill me every time. See if Jelly kills everybody again, too. Oh, a lot of info, though, and a lot of util getting dumped behind Rubble. Germsy and Drago trying to get something going. Everybody is just basically stacked up in the corner, and it's a Baker death ball, and the only one left was alone on the C side.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens.
Like, I guess that's what happened last round for LSU in LSU's favor, but they were also up against Sheriffs. Nothing but Sheriffs, and they knew that.
Well, the round before that, though, when they got the Guardian collat, they all had rifles and Odin's.
That's
Baker,
true.
And they just diffed
and
them
Jelly
in the
just walked forward, yeah. Jelly thinking they could do it again, but yeah, that haunt from the, well, the haunt, actually it was a haunt from the defensive side, but just, I think, a combination of the flashes from the Yoru, the Prowlers as well. The Prowlers made everyone retreat from that LSU side, and they almost may have needed to just commit to it through the Cloudburst, which is crazy to say, but they walked backwards into more utility.
Double dark cover, Cloudburst, Seize, Haunt, you name it, it was present for the fight. And now Jelly is going to pop the Blade Storm. Let's see if they can actually try to get active. The Yoru clone is going to stall out that push for the moment. And it looks like Baker deciding we do not want to go to the A site this time, but they're going to catch the late rotator in Nyx. Taking down Nami, so no dark cover to try to gain access to see if they can clear Waterfall. They should find the plant. As the Viper Pit gets clicked, Hijinks immediately shut down. No pit and 5v3 for LSU now.
Yeah. Baker's going to have to work twice as hard to make this happen, but Nyx, crazy trades and could be a second ace on the line. Drago finds one, finds another, but 4 health to their name. Spike in hand and a lot of time remaining, but you are pretty well trapped here on the C site.
And they got info on the Prowler. So they know he's to the right.
Decides to send their own Prowler, swings out, they swing out into 2, and at 4 health, you're not living past 1 bullet. That's 4 to LSU, getting ready to tie up this game, and yeah, you gotta remember, this started off as 3-0 into 3-1 into 4-1, and here we are. LSU having some strong rounds for themselves recently, and Baker, I think, just not ready for LSU to match their aggression.
Yeah, because the thing with Lotus, you always have to be ready for literally, sometimes there's going to be a 5v5 at Rubble.
Swing out mound, or on Rubble on the A side.
Sometimes.
Rarely on B. B does kind of feel like the neglected site on this map.
It's like the cheeky rotate site when it's like we kind of sniffed around at A. We sent the little flyer out to see, sent the little feeler, and now we're going to see if anyone can just cut through B very fast. And
it's the our A push didn't exactly work. Let's pivot here to B. And then maybe we have a lurker mid who gets to use that area. But that's about all you get. Rarely do you see a team just send it towards that B site.
You see, I was going to say, Germsey is a little bit disconnected, but possibly looking for
This may be the slowest round we've had all game so far.
Definitely so. But Baker realizing they don't want to run into the blender yet again, so they're going to think over the options here. They do send the feelers out at A. They do pop the door. Germsey going to play a deep position in the dark cover. They are going to use the Viper wall too. Try to cut off some of this vision line. Germsey's got to be very careful. The entire team, basically every single direction. The Yoru oversteps. Pi finds the kill. And LSU with the 1-player advantage. They will concede the C site and most likely the plant with it, but they're still going to be feeling pretty good about it. And zoning tool.
Yeah, that Viper stuck on the other side of the wall.
30 seconds left.
Has to wait for it. Nami got to take down LinkedIn.
That's a big fight.
On the rotation. That's
no more
big
flank.
to even it out.
No more flank. A share. Oh, Demon had the showstopper. Yeah, didn't have the money for a weapon. Jelly with a friendly little win there. Drago does have the Nightfall queued up.
Looking for a good timing on this Nightfall
too.
Not going to get their primary canceled, though. I think Drago was just outside of it, but it doesn't matter. They go down to Jelly. Luckily, this Odin could be good to shut down that diffuser. It will.
They already got half.
Hijinks is the last, though. You got to spray this down just out of sight. And Hijinks, even with 3, LSU will tie up the round. MSN, they're just the messenger.
I was waiting for the time. I don't even know if people know what that is anymore.
That is a crazy throwback. Like, I was young for MSN. I remember you'd open Internet Explorer back in the day, and MSN was the default search browser, default home screen. That is definitely a throwback.
MSN was like the original video call.
Yeah.
I used to call my boys when I was like 10. And they had emojis and everything. They was
until the
definitely way ahead.
Yeah, until Skype came out and the Estonians changed the game.
Rest in peace.
Honestly, rest in peace. We should all just go back to Skype. I hate Discord.
No. Skype was,
boop, boo-doo. Bum, bum, bum.
Baker just going to fly on with shotguns here. I thought maybe there'd be some sort of resistance, but they basically just sent everybody to the front lines and try to clear out every corner. Now, Demon, you're in a bit of a rough go, my friend. A little too aggressive past the dark cover. And it's going to be LSU racking up the kills.
Wow.
Yeah, that killed them around the corner. A little bit interesting for sure.
Another situation for Hijinks where I don't think the snake bite even landed where they wanted it to. And we're seeing right now Baker getting so aggressive that they're forgetting to check their corners. And that's happened multiple rounds in a row.
And when you've got like a shorty or a bucky, can't afford to be doing that.
You should not be getting shot in the back this frequently, especially the entry fragger, right? You want that entry to either make the space or at least clear some corners for you if they're going to fall.
I think just give a little extra space to LSU and let them play into you. Especially if you have a worse weapon, you just rat with a bucky on site somewhere, and then just you could literally just jump into the doorway to shoot somebody.
Yeah,
especially
with the way LSU has been aggressive as well. I think Baker can take a step back every once in a while.
Yeah, the LSU, both teams are. It's Lotus. Both teams are aggressive. You can absolutely get some free scam kills a little bit later on into the round. Jelly is going to go for the dash. They got info, though, and finally the Jet getting shut down on Rubble. It is going to be that 5v5 that we were talking about earlier. The only two players, somebody going through the backside in Nyx, and then you've got the Viper lurking up through B. But Baker, they have appeared to have won every single engagement so far. They're going to cut down Pi, at least get them off of Baby Door. 5v2, site taken, looking like a 6-6 half.
Yeah, it was a 5v5, quickly turned into a 5v3 in that last pick found with the Paranoia. Nyx coming back on this one. Nyx has been good in the retakes, but Hijinks all the way back, almost towards spawn over at Rubble.
Switching sides.
Still having that Odin in hand. Hijinks happy to keep buying that Odin. Of course, it was the last round. We keep it dead even. And yeah, I mean, we were talking about it, right? Baker, technically the favorites in this one, but LSU has really not given any team an easy time.
That is very true. And even looking at both team scoreboards, this is like one of the most even kill discrepancy games that we've had. It feels like every game we've had someone just give me the ball, get out of the way.
On the top of the LSU side, and then, yeah, 11-9-9. That's fairly close, almost as close.
Somehow LinkedIn Warrior and Pi, somehow Pi 0 assists on Omen. That is impressive.
Well, they've just been finding their own kills.
But even if you dark cover an enemy and a
Does that
teammate
count?
shoots, yes.
Okay.
That's why you see Omen with 45 assists.
I figured, of course, the Paranoia would count. But
I used to farm 20-20-20 games. You died 20 times in the game.
Double.
Yeah. That's the
score line.
That's the cartoon special. Oh, Hijinks actually did spot the dome, but yeah, they're both going to back
wanting
off.
To take that.
And you're playing defense. Germsy is going to be very low. The Seas is going to follow. Uh-oh, you headbutted a rock, Jelly. Unfortunate. CTE.
I don't think anyone was ready for Germsy to be playing that position either.
Did at least get a trade. There's a lot of low health bars in LSU.
Yeah, the paint shells.
Oh, LinkedIn is cooking. Hold on, brother.
Down a little far.
The male urge to blast pack you and your teammate.
You blast pack your teammate out into the open.
These things happen in war.
Yeah. Don't hold the grenade too long.
Ooh, LinkedIn able to land the instant tap onto Hijinks. Couldn't afford to miss a single bullet. First couple go wide, and now the Prowler's going to spot Drago out in Waterfall. And all right, guess didn't kill the Prowler, so now you actually have to fall back. Give full control of the site to Baker. Or to LSU, rather. I don't know why I'm still thinking Baker's on offense. But Drago, disgusting.
Yeah, Drago. Ready for that one. Sees the head. Hears the shots. Decides to go through the wall. This pistol.
They're all Waterfall.
After all, look at Drago. Flicks while half flashed. And now player advantage. You gotta be prepared for Nyx, though. They can't get blindsided by these players anymore. Instead, Nyx will shut him down.
They have no time, do they?
Demon is aware of where this player is at. Little to no damage found.
He has to stick it, though.
There's no way this is how the round ends, right? Somebody at least find the kill,
well,
please.
they're both gonna die, yep. The pacifist ending that we all expected.
Nyx was at 1 health after that.
The pacifist ending that we all expected when the round started. But LSU taking the lead yet again, winning the pistol on the second half here, getting the offense going nice and early. It took a lot of chip damage in the early round, but they did win the trades, which has sort of been the theme of the last, I guess, 8 rounds at this point. I mean, you can even just take a look at the timeline there. It's a whole lot of red.
It's also been apparently just the theme of LSU to go down a little bit early, then start making the reads on their opponent and adapt in-game.
Gotta sandbag yourself a bit.
I mean, sometimes you see even some of the top teams in the world, forgetting about collegiate, have issues with that same exact strategy, that same exact ideology there. Jelly for 2.
That's awkward.
But they answer back quite nicely in the close range. MSN spraying through. Now it's just down to Hijinks, who is fairly close on the rotation, of course, not really going to have weapons in hand. The fact that they even found 2 is quite nice, considering how fast Jelly came out there with the 2K.
All right, well, unfortunate there, not able to find anything. Classic going on to 3 players, not exactly the optimal situation. LSU wrapping up the second round of the half nice and easy, and now we can see the second timeout actually going to be the LSU side now. So now that they've got the lead, they're going to have a little bit of economic advantage depending how the next round goes. Definitely don't think it's a bad idea to at least talk things over, discuss what you want to do going on the offense moving forward.
Yeah.
I do see someone chatting. Hopefully there's no issues.
Make Baker sweat a little bit. Make him think, what are they timing out for right now? They just won 2 rounds in a row. What are they plotting? What are they scheming? What are you standing up for? Okay, so it looks like we do have
Look at me.
Looks like we did have a bit of a DC
I saw a
from
single
Jelly.
message pop after a timeout was called.
Yeah, that is true. It's
Something's
usually
going on here.
Usually they say sometimes it's just banter though too.
But it was a single message.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
true.
would have fired back.
Have to see.
Guaranteed.
Hopefully Jelly can get back in time. If not,
Only 10 seconds left. To hurry.
Yeah, we will have to. Well, 20 seconds in the pre-round.
They can
well,
also
but
pause the round timer, which it is. So
yeah,
not no actual rush. Just wanted to up the stakes.
With the DC, of course, you can.
Jelly
pause,
will
but
be banned from the server if they don't make it.
I'm gonna ban Jelly from the server.
Hopefully we can get it wrapped up very quickly. We're going to see, we'll give it about 15, 20 seconds here. I can luckily see the screen over there, so I can see if things are looking good.
I'm a little out of view, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got the protractor and the
little swing.
Okay, he's going to restart his PC. We're going to go to a very quick break just in case that takes a minute. It takes a minute to launch Valo sometimes as well. We'll see you guys back, hopefully to continue map 1 in a minute or 2. And luckily, we are back. There was a bit of a DC, obviously. Jelly getting back in the server, not going to be banned. We agreed 12 and 10 so far through 14 rounds. We'll let him stay, I guess. We'll let him play it out. Only this one time, though, Jelly. Don't let it happen again. We want to see the rest of this possible
Acting
masterclass.
like it's our decision.
Well, I have the final say on these matters, Joshua, in case you're wondering where the authority
Listen,
lies.
I am the law.
Yeah, I am the law. No, Jelly laying down
to
the
me.
law. Yeah. Well, and Jelly is laying down the law early. Eventually, they do get taken down. LinkedIn Warrior in a bit of a
they know where he's at.
situation, but luckily for LSU, they do have the advantage, and I'm sorry I said anything.
Yeah, bring it down to a 3v3. LinkedIn Warrior still going to be playing close with that judge. There's an Odin down, but LinkedIn Warrior happy to stay with the judge. The team will trade out to Team Ace for the LSU side, and Baker falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, after the, well, I guess it was the LSU timeout, so take back what I said. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say Baker just had time to think this over.
Yeah,
and get
well, everyone had time to think that over.
Well, I guess I'm double dumb then. So, luckily, though, for LSU, they were able to read all of Baker's plays there. They catch people off guard. The aggression once again being turned against them on the defense, and they're able to scoop up another round. Their biggest lead of the game so far, now 9-6. And they have officially screwed the Baker economy, especially after that round 3 bonus. So now we're going to see LSU with a distinctive advantage yet again, and it looks like Baker just wanted to opt into a good old-fashioned bar fight.
Yeah. Once again.
Oh my God!
Look at the Warrior!
Oh, that was awesome.
Flies over the top, and while all that chaos was happening, Jelly picked up a double. LinkedIn is just seeing pixels and finding these shots. The judge happy to have it in their hands. Jelly cleans it up. LSU came off the defensive half and is on an absolute tear here on the offense. The aggression that Jelly was showing in the defensive side has converted perfectly to how you want it to on the attack.
LinkedIn gonna need some YouTube montage music. Wake me up! Just land the flying shotgun shot there.
I want to heal.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if we put like Creed to that clip, it would go hard.
Take me higher, and
you put that
flying away.
You put that slow-mo to some music with a little After Effects, that would go hard in the paint. But
in 2012, that would have went crazy.
That would have been absolutely nutty. That was a fantastic play, and that's what you want to see when you have the better guns and you're feeling confident like...
All right, Jelly does get taken down in the end, but just always happy to take these fights. Showstoppers, I don't think we've seen a missed showstopper from LinkedIn. All three that they've used, I think now, have been at least good for 1. One of them was good for 2 at Mound on the defense side.
Steel Garden.
Don't think, at least Germsy on the op. Yeah, not going to be concerned about the Steel Garden. I don't think Nami got hit either. Still has the Odin in hand.
Yeah, they were wide stance over there. They are all
quite far away.
You can see when they've got that bend in your knees
but
like
Pi,
the catcher.
Pi could absolutely surprise these players right now.
There's a lot of stomping.
Oh, Nami, look at the timing from Pi. Down to a 2v2. LinkedIn needs to swing out. Spray not going to hit Germsy.
Free plant.
Yeah, now Germsy
Gotta find a
Right,
different
you've got
gun.
an op in hand. You probably don't want to give this up, but you also don't want to give up the round to 11-6.
You have to find a different gun because they will go sit in tree.
And where is that weapon is the question. There is an Odin down on Nami's body there.
I guess they can't really
No
go
noise.
look for it. Yep.
Swings on the one. There's classic in hand. Will fall in the end. That's 11.
How many in a row is that? 5, 6?
5 rounds in a row. It was 6-6 at half.
We'll see in a second.
And there's the Baker timeout.
5, but they have what? It was 4-1. I don't.
It was
I'm good at math, dude.
3. It was 4-1 at a time. Then it slowly closed up to like 5-5.
So 7-2 run. If my no, that's not how math works.
What
9 to. Well, I'm seeing the replay, so the score got messed up in my head because I'm like, this isn't live. This is
no. They were
last
trading off rounds. 1-1 towards the end of that first half. I think they may be 6 rounds straight. No, not even there.
They've got 10 out of the last 12 rounds and 11 out of the last 13. That's what I was going for. Numbers are hard, but we did get there in the end. And I mean,
I was really wondering what you were trying to pull out there.
No, I always like to see of just how long the run has been.
The streak.
Because I treat Valorant just honestly like basketball, the way it goes back and forth in runs, because I feel like that's just how the ebbs and flow of the game kind of shakes out with the economy and whatnot.
We've talked about it so much times in the past that teams can feel very streaky in this game. Like when they are on it, right?
Nothing can go wrong.
You can't shut down Jelly and LinkedIn right now, right? But maybe 1 or 2 rounds from Baker could turn things around. And Baker,
we've seen 5 sheriffs completely flip a game.
Yeah, Baker's got it locked in right now, though.
Yeah, they do.
You do have Demon Hero Rifle there. Only thing really available is the Nightfall. I mean, a couple ults are just 1 point away, but that relies on getting kills or orbs, which they haven't exactly been given the opportunity to grab that control.
Hard to grab orbs on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there. Good night, Germsy. You are no longer allowed to play the video game in mid. Nyx with a massive quick pick on the Yoru. That means Dimensional Drift is a no-go, possibly till the last round of the game if LSU can continue the onslaught. And now it's going to be the death ball towards A. It's going to be a 5v3. 2-player advantage for the side of the Tigers if they decide to go. Demon, you did get spotted, my friend, and this may be a bit of a rough go, but Viper Wall will cut vision off, and now, the Odin can basically just keep that doorway scot-free for the time. Jelly's going to go take space on site. I don't know about that one, Chief, but they get away with it.
Somehow. Still trading out in favor
it was all a ruse.
Of LSU. Demons down. LinkedIn going to take them, and Jelly, that's when we see the double kill come through. 12-6 now. LSU looking to clean up this map. Of course, this one here is going to be the LSU map pick.
It was 4-1.
It was 4-1.
It was 5-3. So it's still they still had him at arm's reach for a little while there, and eventually just completely. I mean, they've had a flawless attack side so far, LSU. So you can't really go wrong with that. 6 for 6, like Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
He did it.
That's the GOAT.
Back soon.
He's waiting for me to just be like, LeBron.
Gave you a bombastic side eye.
Sorry.
Oh, Demon, this is a very scary fight because this could mean the game end. How did you get away with that one, Jelly? That was criminal in all 50 states. Hijinks and Germsy do find a pound of flesh back, but the damage has been done. Nightfall now going to be invested. The Viper Pit also ready to go for Baker. They may need every single piece of it now. Spike Plant is going to be found. Hijinks. That Snakebite might do a lot of damage to the Fade. They are able to slip through, and now it's a return Nightfall. And Baker, one more player alive, and that is the end of the map. It was 5-3. They go on a 10-1 run to finish off the map. A flawless attack side, and they just ran them down.
Yeah, I mean, 5-3, right? The first half was very, very scrappy, and we hit second half being 6-6.
Yep.
7 rounds later, we're staring at 1-0 LSU.
And a lot of those rounds were about 15 seconds in length, and the ones that
mainly because of Jelly and Mr. LinkedIn Warrior there, Mr. God of Employment on the server.
The last play with Jelly literally dashing past 3 people, getting a kill. That just sums up the entire map, that entire attack side, and one nice little gift wrap there. But that was a great game by LSU. Baker definitely got some stuff to figure out as we are heading into map 2. What was it? Sunset Bind, and maybe not in that order. What flipped over?
Corrode. Sunset Corrode.
Haven. I knew it was something else. I knew
Where was Sunset in the last series?
Nope.
Where are we getting Sunset from? Because I also...
Because I looked at it on the ban screen. That's
I was going to say, I also... Oh, okay. Sunset was map 3
we don't see too often.
last series. Yeah. I was like, I know I've seen Sunset today, but Haven next. The classic to start. It's, do we start on Haven? Do we start on Lotus? Changes out time to time, but we'll be headed to Haven next. Presumably going to be that Baker pick there as well.
Yep.
So they should feel a little more comfortable, but it's Haven. It's always up in the air, and coming off of a map like that, you really got to reset the mentals. You got to take these couple minutes that we have, this little break here. Baker's got to talk things out because that was a colossal fall apart of everything.
Yeah, we are going to get a substitution. We're going to get word on who and what team just after the break. We'll fill all you guys in with the information. We're going to come back with Map 2 Haven between Baker and LSU back in a minute.
Agent select for Map 2. LSU coming off of a very, very hot attacking half towards the end of Lotus there. Undefeated 7 rounds straight on their attack, and they're going to start on that side here in Haven. However, we are moving over to the Baker pick, and Baker... I mean, we know that they are a strong team. They showed that in the first half and then just really felt like they got blindsided by the Jelly and LinkedIn combo there, the sheer aggression on the attacking side. We're going to have to see if they can slow things down here on Haven, which is typically or can be a slower map than Lotus. With these teams, I'm not 100% sure.
Especially when there's a neon on my screen
Zoom.
For Baker. Now, yeah, we are going to have Revenge in for Hijinks as well. That was a lone substitution. Still picking up the Viper.
They got to get that Revenge.
Yeah, well, they need a lot more than Revenge. They need to start finding kills in the second half of the game because they were a hot commodity for the side of Baker as the game went to the later stages. I'm assuming that comp's going to get locked in for the opposition there. It looks like ISO Cypher, we do see a fair bit on Haven. Omen, we are guaranteed going to see, so I do suspect this will be our final locked-in 5 for LSU.
Yeah, both teams playing a fairly common comps here. I think the Killjoy is like kind of the more off one, although we have seen Killjoy just start to come back a little bit recently.
Nah, everybody else got nerfed to her level now.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's more on level playing field.
Yeah, and right, you're essentially just...
I saw 2 skies last week. That was euphoria.
That is crazy to see.
I brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah, quite literally.
I hadn't seen the Trailblazer in years. What the dog doing?
I hadn't heard any Australian accents in a long time.
Oh, some healing? So good, man. That's the best character in the game. R.I.P.
I don't know.
Not dead, just severely
I don't know
nerfed.
about the best.
She was at a time.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
there was one time where nobody could match the flash ability.
You literally were playing Dr. Doolittle with a zoo, and you would just throw 8 guiding lights to Trailblazer. You just had infinite amount of garbage to toss at people. And you could turn in the dog before. Oh, I'll be happy. Sky definitely not as common on this map, though we have seen it on some
dog
of the...
now.
This guy's a dog. Every single time.
Yeah, and as expected, we're essentially just seeing the Killjoy be a replacement for that Cypher on the C site.
Yep.
Pretty well
starting
just
on the
to,
defense as well. So.
Yeah, pretty well just gets to solo hold it with that turret, and the turret will give you all the information you need. Gets to throw the alarm bot mid as well, similar to how you'd see some kind of tripwire, something there mid, maybe a cage.
Dart in mid, didn't find anything. We do see the nanos and the alarm bot set up B and garage. Jelly looks like they're going to be the first one in there. We know they have nope. Oh, that's rather unfortunate.
Spam through.
A little sad, isn't it?
Jelly, and then you're going to be... Does dash through the alarm bot. The alarm bot chasing him down. Still finds one as Demon trades 2 back.
You got to collat
on the
Jelly
collat.
was 0 HP.
Yeah, answering back to Jelly's collat earlier.
Yeah, actually, okay, I was going to say, surely the plan comes through sooner than later.
I think they did just want to fully make sure nobody else pushed through there, but Demon happy to wait for the rest of their team to be ready for this.
Baker's just got to squeeze this 4, and I think they'll have good fortune here.
Yeah, that's the thing. They do have the player advantage. Of course, MSN is in a great position right now, too. Finds the 1. Wants to double back around. Now you're going to be playing Ring Around the Rosie with 2 players. Finds 1. Sees them hop off the spike, but Revenge is quicker on the shot. And that's the first one to Baker. You needed that to start this game, just for the mental. And Revenge to finish it out, too. The sub in for Hijinks.
Baker saying, nobody beats us 8 rounds in a row. On attack, not us. LSU does get shut down. There was a very close round. Came down to the 1v1. Luckily, Baker having that player advantage from earlier in the round ended up being the absolute difference maker. We saw a few lucky Tigers getting kills on basically 1 HP, and Demon doing their best Michael Jackson impression. Dun, 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 dun.
Here.
You got me thinking about the blasphemy I read earlier.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking, apparently according to Billboard, Thriller is the 22nd biggest Halloween song ever.
Yeah, that's pretty blasphemous.
Something ain't right. 22nd? Couldn't even name you 21 other Halloween songs.
That is an accurate statement.
Like,
Think of about 4, and then the well is dry. We did see an early first blood from Demon. That long-range weapon getting active. Jelly looking to get something going from Sewer. Just going to have to walk past a snake bite. I thought maybe we were going to see a little twofer there, but luckily they did split at the last moment, so it is only going to be 1-for-1. Baker down to, or rather, LSU down to 2 players now after the Bulldog, and I suspect Drago knows there's going to be one more there. Will line up the shot. 3K for the Sova, the last one in LinkedIn. No idea where anybody is, trying to find a timing, and Drago has 4.
Bulldog, always beautiful on the second round. Nothing changes. Roof.
Any noise that's not a dog noise.
Meow.
Oh.
2 for Baker now. So they're going to keep the weapons in hand. There you go. Tossing something. Oh, he's just saying, okay, Demon, you take that, and I'll take the Outlaw. Makes sense.
Yeah, Neon will be headbutting the wall.
I thought he
this
might have
round.
been tossing that out to grab some kind of rifle, but
Say, if Demon gave up the long-range weapon, I know they're going in, and that is exactly the name of the game. You can take all this early space, and you've got Nami there to support you, and yeah, they're going to go for the full
and this is
walkout.
what was working on the defense side on Lotus as well.
This smoke drop is going to get dicey. Jelly is playing on the solo mission over there. They might need some help in a minute. I don't know if they know Nami's there. I don't think they do.
Something tells me they don't have an idea, and they know Demon exists now.
And now we call for the pinch.
Oh, Nami. Oh, the timing.
No chance.
Oh, the timing. Oh, the timing here at window could just be every single time. There's 1. There's 2. Tries to find the 3rd.
Didn't even
Nami,
get shot. Full HP.
the flank of the century, and now they got to worry about Germsy, not to mention that player mid who's about to swing through. There's the 3rd for Nami. Needs to try and get a reload off quickly, but it does not matter. Baker 3-0 off the back of Nami's insanely sneaky play there. It was a great flank and
Started off as unlucky, then became even better.
yeah, yes.
Could have got 1, then everybody would have probably ran over to C, but instead you get lucky, missed the jet by about 7 pixels 5 separate occasions, and then you get rewarded with a play like this, and to get all this done, didn't even take a bullet of damage in
Not
the
even
first
through
fight.
the wall there either.
Nothing.
That was crazy.
Absolutely nothing until the very end, and then I think both of them had to reload there. Instead, the swap to the Sheriff a little bit faster to the draw there with Nami, and that is a nice round for Baker, certainly quelling the momentum from last map as Haven. Off to a stunning start, and they already have a Hunter's Fury for their trouble.
I thought they might have crossed paths for a second there. Germsy, just the 1 shot to the body, through the wall as well. Not going to take too much chip damage. Outlaw still on hand for Demon. Will find 1 onto Pi.
Linked in there. I guess, yeah, they have the worst weapon, so they are just going to absolutely send it here. They've got to clear out the corners. Wallbang headshot from Nyx, but Demon is going to find the answer, and now the fast lane cutting off so much vision to the back of the site. You got no bullets,
No
but
chance.
it doesn't matter. Luckily, there was a 2nd and 3rd teammate there for the distraction purposes.
Yeah.
But that was certainly a DPI check after...
Demon said, look, I'm going to be the drone.
I got him. I have no bullets in my
I have
gun.
no bullets. I do have a shorty, though.
I
Still
need
gets the
some
shot
ammo.
with the shorty, picks up an op. Baker looking to have their own undefeated run here in map 2. And LSU just feels like they're at a loss for words, a loss for plays right now. As the first pick comes through, and then suddenly the rest of the team is gone.
Let's see if this Cypher gets a little aggressive and ends up an unsuspecting victim. Get the camera ready. Yeah, will be the fallback. It looks like it's going to be a heavy B stack. They are going to fly past the microwave, able to make it to safety.
Stuck in the microwave is Jelly.
Never mind. Jelly didn't realize he
low.
was getting chunked and then just got...
Well, he didn't realize he was stuck on the wall in the cloud burst, I think. He was W-keying into a wall, and
Headbutted the wall last map.
Yeah.
Or they got 20 kills.
I'll do first one from
The
LinkedIn
LSU's
Warrior.
first advantage of the map.
I think other than, maybe pistol round. They're so low off that microwave there. Germsy in a great position to set these up. Demon, of course, can just hold these angles. Nobody's going to be able to push through that mid door. And here's the retake, but forget about it. Nyx through garage.
Neural theft.
One defuse in there. You're going to have to wait on this. There it is. That's the round that LSU was looking for. And stop me if you've seen it before. 4-1 in favor of Baker.
Never seen it before. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think they're going to go on the same insane run they did last time because it did feel like one of those halves where we can do no wrong regardless of the play. We sit back, you walk into us, free kills. We push you, we punish you, we get all this util, we get free kills. This time, it seems like it's going to be a little trickier. Baker certainly looking clean. They obviously look clean on Lotus to start us off, but I do have confidence that this will not play out exactly the same. They do have the overdrive online for Demon, but the operator is still in hand and a whole lot of victims to choose from. I'm pretty sure they spotted, but if you go swing that, could be, wow!
Kelly,
Owned.
We've seen them doing this. They really do this.
They knew that Neon had
Every
an op
time.
too. That was
Yeah.
fearless.
You were aware. You already got the peek out now. Germsy revealed, gonna be trying to swing onto this site.
And you get a lucky kill. Oh, Drago. They went up into heaven and Drago was just sitting there waiting. Jelly a little aggressive there.
We'll say, I mean, yeah, they never had any util necessarily to clear heaven. Definitely were surprised that Germsy even was where they were. And Baker answers back, LSU, you had a nice round. Nyx played it out pretty well last round, but here, Baker, back to their old tricks.
Who gets the defuse? It's going to be the Viper. Try to get that pit online ASAP. Especially being on the defense, that is going to be an absolute thorn in the side of LSU, especially with a 5-1 deficit. Things not really going the way. Expecting to see maybe a timeout come through sooner than later, especially considering both teams had no shame in using them last time. They were willing to just sit back for a minute, reassess the situation, try to get something cooked up, something figured out. Baker, nothing to figure out here. Weapons are galore. Operator, overdrive, Omen TP all ready to go. And it looks like the LSU buy will be less than optimal.
Yeah, not going to be where you want to be necessarily. Pi having a rough go of it this game
And
at
now he's
0-6.
going sewers with it, the absolute menace.
The Madman misses the one, though. Demon
Eagle,
has
pop
been
alt,
good.
pop alt push.
Listen,
You either kill everybody or you die instantly.
you know we're here for the entertainment, Jobin. Don't tempt me.
Low-key, the
I'll push the button for him.
Yeah, I'll tell him, ban from the server again. One more DC, my friend. You're going to see a dark cover up toward heaven. Everyone else slowly
I don't
converging
think
on
they're
the
going to know
side.
about Drago here. They're going to walk right past Drago. I can smell it.
There's the overdrive. Neon sliding and gliding all over the map. Drago able to pick up a two-piece from the corner. That's going to keep Baker with a one-player advantage. B site. Occupied for the moment, but Nyx maybe in a world of... They both turned their backs at the worst time, but luckily for Nyx, they do win the one. Then the trade instantly found by Revenge. The Viper sub has been absolutely dialed in. Definitely making waves.
Double back towards A.
Nope, he'll plan B.
Nope. Got to make sure you're not revealed towards mid there.
Left foot in.
Now is Drago on the Sova. Has hopped out of window. The second they hear that plant, they're walking forward. Pi cuts it down to a 1v1. It's just the Viper left. It's just Revenge. The sub-in specifically for this game, specifically to try and bring themselves back in this series.
Wow.
But Pi, I said it. I think I said it at the start of this round. Had a tough go of it. 0-6, and there you go. 2 kills to clutch up the round in the 1v2.
Yeah, that definitely feels good for LSU because the game, again, for all the rounds they basically lost in a row, a 5-2 game, and I mean, like we said, this is exactly
5-2 before.
Exactly where we were last time, and even going to last week when they had a nice first half comeback when they were getting beat down pretty handily and then showed up and showed out and had no look back in the second half of the game, and this is going to be a big round for them. If you're able to finally take down all of Baker yet again, you're going to shut off all the weaponry for the foreseeable future. Granted, Demon with the operator, still an absolute issue. Oh my, here comes the wallbang. Oh, they still got the kill. Nami got it.
And Nami found it from sewers there. Gets the free TP away as well. And Demon just continues to hold this angle.
We're still pushing this
on a knife's edge.
I was going to say.
No, they moved towards window now. It did look like that through the X-ray, though.
They were thinking about it. They're like, what if we get domed with an op here? Oh, they're still thinking. Oh. There is a safer fight on the next block, Baker, or LSU. Well, not anymore, because the rotations are going to be pretty quick to the B site. Wow, they are really thinking it over.
Yeah, they don't want to push this through. Of course, that alarm bot's still going to be there, still going to be ever present. LinkedIn just trying to clear out all the angles that at least they can. Now the alarm bot spotted them. Dark cover. Viper wall comes out. They're just, okay, we're gone. Maybe we'll send it to garage.
Yeah, they are going to cage the window so Germsy doesn't have access to a basically a free two-piece, possibly a little more if things work out well. The turret will spot Nyx out. So LSU and Baker, they both know where the fight's going to happen. It is certainly happening on C. It's all a matter of who will pull the trigger first. Recon Dart to try to scan Germsy. Hunter's Fury now going to get invested. Germsy will be able to hop over the first shot. And this Hunter's Fury is absolutely wasted by LSU. They couldn't even hardly get on the site.
They might be able to get the plant down, though. There's going to be a mad dash towards this site.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Hunter's Fury will answer.
Might as well trade it. They use theirs.
Yeah.
So doesn't feel nearly as bad to use that for one kill.
The thing is, too, LSU, there's a killjoy on the other side. You need that as the check to the lockdown, which will be up in
saying
just
that
one
now,
round.
that's even, that's a little worse than I had originally
right? That's
thought.
the second a killjoy is in the game, your Hunter's Fury is exclusively to cancel out the lockdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's also a Viper Pit that you can't get lucky and blind fire.
Yeah.
You don't really have that free chunk damage through it. And now Nami awarded with the operator for the good assist work. Wonder if they are going to trade that over, if it actually
Could
is
just be
gonna
Demon.
Nami. Demon wants to get active.
Yeah.
So does Jelly. Oh, good idea. Little bit off on the last toss.
Yeah, I think still does have 2 knives left, so Bladestorm not out of the picture for the rest of this round, but yeah, not the start that you want with that Bladestorm, especially when you get aggressive like that. Germsy, we know how this goes.
Right click to win. And I think out of knives.
There's the blades gone. And that's what you were relying on for this round, right? We're looking at pistols in hand. Oh, that'll work too. Lockdown goes down. Jelly still going to be able to get the kill, still going to be able to take out the lockdown, presumably.
It takes a while with bullets.
Yeah, especially with the Sheriff there. Down to a 2v2. Nami still got the op in hand, is on the site, but Nyx.
Everybody's low.
Oh, perfect angle there. Drago, simple geometry. Wrong title, but it still works.
Oh, they thought they were going for the instant defuse. Drago slides off of it real sly-like. And there was not much time left on the clock. Baker, maybe 2 seconds left to get this one through. Yeah, 1:84 left on the clock. And Baker walking away unscathed enough despite the blinking health bars.
Yeah, and Baker showing they need this win, and they are going to do whatever they have to do to get it.
This is the Drago from Rocky 4 as well.
Yeah.
Not at the end, but
Ivan Drago.
He is like iron. Let me back in, Mick. He is like iron, he won't go down.
You just see a crazy montage of him in the gym.
Bro, I can picture it in my head. I can visualize the whole movie. Obviously, I have the Tiger playing
of course
amongst the process, as one does. And I think in LSU, funny enough, they are the Tigers. Ha ha! Even better than I thought. They are going to need a little motivation here.
They are not rising up to the challenge of the rivals right now.
No, they are, unfortunately, they have taken to the streets, but things have not gone too well so far. Can they win the first 1v1? Finally, the ISO going to find a little bit of success. Been a rough going for LinkedIn, especially in comparison to the map one when they were farming, especially with the showstopper. The ISO been a little harder to find value on, and just like that, Germsy taking down the Cypher, so no Cypher, no Jet. That is going to prove to be a rather large issue. And speaking of issue, they flank the op, and they actually get the drop on Demon, which means the B site is free.
And Revenge needs to be ready for this close player. Pi still there for the headshot. Still one more coming from A.
Surprised no pit from Baker yet. They've had it for like 3 rounds.
Yeah, even just like at the starting of a round. On B, for example.
B, yeah.
Well, A and C have not been an issue in terms of holding. B is where the plants have come through.
Oh, Nami just...
Nami sitting there with the with the shorty in hand. And Germsy is on lock.
4 kills for the Killjoy, and not a kill clutcher than that one so far. 8-2 up for Baker. They are absolutely locked in, especially after Lotus went seemingly, I mean, it did go rough. They did not get a single round in the second half. They got run out of the gym to close out the map. 13-7, I believe it was the final score, but now we see them back in full control. Drago 15-4. Everybody else basically dead even in score all the way through the list. Operator, Odin, all of the tools you could ever ask for, and LSU, not all of the tools you could ever ask for.
Yeah, they have had him in previous rounds, and it just seems like clutch plays from Drago and Germsy completely shut this down.
Just nutmeg jelly with that dart.
Yeah, quite literally.
Played croquet with a shock dart. Oh, that's a problem. Lots of bullets.
That would definitely be a problem.
Who's going to the gulag?
It's going to be revenge. Of course, ISO does get the free double tap. Does find the kill. Gets to pop out of Brazil there.
Oh, came back just in time to, I mean, probably save the round. This is the LinkedIn we saw in map 1. They were having a rough go of it early, but one round and you are right back into the mix. The quickscope shall not be, and that is a big round for LSU. I mean, listen, don't want to harken too much back to last week because Baker is a slight step up in competition, but LSU's got them right where they want them. In before it's a 13-3 final.
I'm sure this is not the LSU thing, but I was going to say Tigers, eat them raw, but that's the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
No, the LSU Tigers is Go Tigers, but you spell go with like the G-E-A-U-X.
Oh,
Louisiana.
French.
Yeah,
It's like how, I guess it would be Creole, I think.
I think Joe Burrow had the
French Creole.
same, they had like homecoming night, and he had B-U-R-R-E-A-U-X.
Yeah, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, burro.
Face of a man about to throw for 400 yards on your head top. Deadly looking to get active again, and it's going to pay dividends. We've been seeing a lot of fist fighting towards A main, and it's going the way of Jelly. They've been cut down a few times early, and I do love the early neural theft. You get information, decide what site is looking the most prominent. Even with the Stinger, not going to be the best defense, and we're going to see a Hunter's Fury and the Pit out of Baker. So, I mean, last round before half, you may as well send it all if you got it. It looks like they're still going to be able to plant the B site, though.
Yeah, I mean, they've never had an issue with the plant. It's the holding afterwards that's been the issue. Both A-Link and C-Link have not been an easy spot for LSU to play at.
Oh, now they have to vacate. Oh, Jelly's in a rough go of it here.
One. Can't find the second. Not the Jelly that we saw on the previous map, as the half will be closed up 9-3. See if the curse is alive and well as LSU flips over to the defending side.
It is going to have to be a masterclass from the Tigers if they want to get back in this game. Just off the eye test, it clearly looks like Baker is a...
They're back to
what's your
looking like an
bench
undefeated team.
Or just poisoning our teammates for fun, huh? Crazy. Really be your own mans.
Listen, if they really made the game like Counter-Strike, they would have gotten kicked.
Drago said, someone stop me. I don't know if it has to be you, Revenge, or somebody else, but I am unkillable right now. I think on like a 4 or 5 kill streak, too. I feel like I said they were like 12-5 and still racking up the frags. Especially on a Sova when you're usually playing setup for Demon and somebody like Nami, even Germsy if they're going for a late lurk, and you are just taking matters into your own hands. And now we get to see the offense cooked up. We know Neon can definitely stretch those legs going on the offense. You can take a whole lot of space very quickly. We are going to see a Viper wall splitting down sewers as well, so they might try to look for something there. They could end up going in mid as well. Realistically, it's pistol. They all just might send it here, and we're going to have the round over in 25 seconds.
Now we'll have to see how this plays out. Demon could just sprint through this garage. It looks like that may be the play. Paranoid is up, and they concuss themselves.
How did...
It tried to send it to window, just barely didn't hit window,
corner,
bounced back at them.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, forget the stuns. The guns are warmed up. We're looking at a possible flawless round here. I didn't want to call it too early, but they're able to find the kill onto Nyx. And now MSN, most fun they've had is playing with the knife this round because the team not having a lot of success.
Do love that inspect. That's been a good one for a while.
Nami attempting to summon something. Ooh.
Summon the Frenzy Gods, and it'll work out well for Nami. (10-3) now, and presumably a second round can be grabbed. I'm interested to see if LSU will take the opportunity to try and even things out with a force here, but just Sheriffs, it looks like.
They will not be.
Yeah. 11-3 is going to be dangerous. Not that the Sheriff game is not possible here, especially on the defense. You can just hold your corners casually, but you're looking into one of every eco gun, essentially. You've got an Ares, a Bulldog, Outlaw in there. I think there was a Spectre along those lines.
Oh, turret, MVP.
And that's what the Ares will do to you. 34 health now on Jelly as Pie creeps through the window, but will get shut down by Revenge. He's going to take a lot of damage from that turret. It's just linked in. Close to Sova left right here. MSN finds one. LinkedIn still alive. The double tap will keep you alive for one shot, but that Outlaw's got two in the chamber.
Yeah, what's a double tap to a double tap?
What's a God to a king?
Don't believe it. Yeah, I'm thinking LSU having a hard time believing the comeback is going to be real at this juncture. Obviously, there is still an outside chance they're able to bring this one back and at least make it close, but the way things have looked, I fear Drago may be an unkillable machine. And Revenge also kind of filling in too, the super sub, stepping in for hijinks and immediately throttling toward the top of the leaderboard. I mean, everybody right now is positive with at least 10 kills, so that is what you love to see as a team game. And that just shows you why they're up 11-3. There is no easy fight right now for LSU. Speaking of easy fight,
wow.
Even when you can't see him.
Drago. I mean, it's Sova with an LMG, but still, it gets me every time. 1 for 1 towards the A site there, long. Pi is still going to be here near Jelly, or pardon me, Nami. It's Jelly, back to shooting, like we saw last map. A slow reset here from LSU. You do see the spike is still chilling in the spawn. They haven't exactly confirmed where they're going to head here, but it will likely be around this B side.
Yeah, I think with the weapons even there, like, so, thoughts, fellas? Not even sure where exactly may be the best location to take this old spike, but if they are able to isolate Jelly, things could end up going pretty well for Baker. If you can cut down that 1v1, everybody else is on not a long rotation, but it'll take him 5 to 6 seconds to get over there. So if the death ball can go through, the recon dart should at least spot out Jelly, unless they can slip into hell undetected. A lot of damage going through onto the Baker side, but it is going to be Jelly finding one before the dust falls. Baker now down to the last two players. They are going to find the plant, though. And I still think they've got a great shot to close this one. With Killjoy Viper left alive, you love your odds. Well,
look at the Warrior, though. Will take down 2, and that'll be the last. 11-4 now, as LSU keeps themselves away from that dreaded map point.
We're saying there's a chance.
I mean, I would never count out this LSU roster at this point.
Yeah, and the game hasn't looked like that stompy. There's certain games where
there have
even when
been
it's like
rounds,
11-6, you can tell it's like, this is...
Yeah, there have been rounds that have been quite stompy for the Baker side, but you got to remember we just came off a map where LSU had 7, not even... I don't even think there was a close round in there. It was just 7 absolute violations towards the Baker side.
This is a nice spot.
So I just really can't count out the Tigers right now.
They're going to have to play damn near perfect the rest of the way, though. So the job has only just started. Demon almost going to catch MSN out. And I was going to say LSU, I like the aggression, but if anyone plays their life too early, like LinkedIn, I don't know if we go for the window hop in mid by our lonesome.
Especially, Drago's been playing there every round with the LMG.
You know someone's going to be there.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen anybody yet, they're certainly defaulting. Yeah, they're defaulting. Someone's going to be there. And like you said, they probably have a large weapon with a large amount of ammunition. Didn't even need that many to take him out either.
Nix knows where that alarm bot is too, so they're going to get a dark cover for
got
it.
The drop on him.
Germsy hears that, waiting.
Peeker's advantage. I think Baker just goes mid here, I presume.
I mean, they've got a full 5 up.
They've got the alarm bot on
they
C,
want.
so I feel like why would you run past it?
Yeah, that's true.
That would be
They may actually head long here.
Oh, I guess I'm dumb. Now it's set up for the plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was looking at. Crazy. Well, this is going to be free space because I fear that Jelly is not going to be able to stop the absolute team here. Might be able to get lucky and get one or two. Never mind, not allowed to see or hear. So you will back up. You will wait for your two teammates, and it'll be Baker's site yet again. And now there's a pit down there. This is going to be a rather tough one to win out. Maybe the land shark can help. Come on. And now that info's gone now. And that's rough.
And Jelly,
And you can't
where are
hide
you
in
going to
the
go?
corner.
Where are you going to go, Jelly? Where are you going to go?
And get in.
And Jelly just accepting it, I guess.
I mean, there was...
I mean, you could have at least walked into the Viper pit. Like, it's better than just dying to nothing, I guess. But MSN, last one alive to try and save this right now. The Viper pit falls.
Hold on.
The time not on their side. Can they turn on him? Nope. Germsy gonna be there to clean things up. This Killjoy has been putting on a show for us.
I do suppose any
in
other
this
play
map.
would have been
Quite
better in
literally
hindsight.
any play where you could have put yourself in a position to do something.
At least you start shooting through the box.
Right?
I guess, yeah, you just like put the keyboard and mouse down. I'm done for the round. It's over.
Well, really, you're like,
Fellas, it's grim in the corner.
what else are you gonna do there? Literally anything.
It's looking grim. He put his hands up. I am done with the round, but ultimately,
Pencils down.
yeah, ultimately, it wouldn't have made a difference. Just a funny little moment there. Oh goodness! Basically, frying pan or the what's that saying? Out of the frying pan into the fire, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the saying now, and I've heard it a billion times.
I don't know. Break a few omelets, make a couple eggs.
Unfortunately, LSU not with too good of weapons here. I did see the Stinger in LinkedIn's hands. Has full kit for the 1v1, but a Stinger 1v1 in the Gulag, not necessarily the easiest of goes.
That last round was their chance to keep themselves in this map. Now,
Yeah, it's
you're
a little rough.
You're preying on miracles and maybe some clean shots with these sheriffs.
Send them. Yeah, let's see it.
Who are we gonna take here?
Germsy.
Oh, Germsy has been a demon, though.
I mean, a Stinger in the... You had to use it. It's just, you're kind of just, there's no chance.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
And at least you get to isolate one.
Hold on.
Still alive for now, but MSN and Knicks fall 13-4. Not too much to answer back there from the LSU side. And I guess we're going to some... don't want to say unfamiliar territory, but what was it? Some fancy newness.
Fancy newness.
Some fancy newness over on Corrode. That will be map 3. Baker College answers back very, very strong up against LSU.
The Baker
I mean,
I'm more expected to see after the first, because the second half just didn't look like them.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you get outplayed, but it didn't look like that same, they just didn't go down with a fight.
They just didn't do,
They just got mopped.
Yeah, pretty well. And yeah, we know, right, Baker were the favorites coming into this matchup, so looking to get a little reverse sweep action going here in the best of 3. We will send it off to a quick little break. Let these teams get ready here for our final map, our decider, which will cap off the night for us. We will be back with Corrode action on map 3.
We are back from the intermission for our final battleground of the evening. Baker and LSU at war with each other right now. Corrode, the final resting place. Baker got back to that Baker form on map 2 Haven after a 7-0 run to end off Lotus for the side of LSU. Baker, they counterpunched quite hard. 13-4, the final score on Haven. And as I said, as you can see on the screen, Corrode, the newest map into the Valorant pool, will be getting introduced to these two teams. We are going to see Demon on the Neon again. Chamber has seen a lot of play on this map, so Germsy's scooping up the Sentinel. And we are going to see a Reyna-Yoru combination on the other side for LSU as they kick things off on attack.
I think we have seen Reyna one time on this map.
We see some Reyna on this map.
And it is a very scrappy, crazy map. I mean, the first time we saw this, it was Knife's City.
Yeah, that wasn't a good representation of the map.
I think we saw 8 or 9 knife kills in one game.
I think it was over 10.
It may have been. You may be right.
I think it was like 14. It was literally like that, Stu, because there was like 4 in a round sometimes.
Yeah. There was multiple knife kills in the same round. But the next time we saw Corrode with a little bit more of a balanced matchup, we did just see it start to devolve into let's fight mid and then see what happens, depending on the 1 to 3 picks that happen mid. But there are a couple of sites that can be taken very, very quickly here as well. So we'll have to see. Could be a little bit more favorable to LSU's style of play, especially what we saw on Lotus. But I really do think, especially after last map, yeah, map 1 starting to look a little bit more like a fluke, a little bit more like a, listen, it happened, right? Baker just kind of thinking, it happened. We go to the next map, we bring it to a 13-4, we answer back with an even stronger map ourselves, and then you get to head to the decider, which could be common ground between these two teams, with it being fairly new to the pool here.
If I'm LSU, though, I want to make sure, obviously you want to win every round and get off to a good start, but if Baker's able to just start rolling that snowball 2-3-0 early in the game, money looks good, I could very well see this possibly being, I don't want to say overly one-sided, but we've seen Baker at peak form, and they are one of the better teams that we have. I mean, even in all of College Val, they finished T12 at Champs last year, which was, it was a bit of a weird Champs, I'm not going to lie, but arguably the most competitive Champs. There were a lot of the top seeds that fell early, so the schedule and the competition did get interesting, but a top 12 at Champs is top 12
Was
at
that
Champs.
When there was best of ones? Was that the controversy? Okay, I am remembering the correct year there.
Don't tilt me, Josh. There was a lot of, the format was certainly a bit of, a little bit interesting, a little bit funny, if you want to use that word, and we do see LSU striking first on Corrode. Hi. Is going to get hit with the double stun. Nixon, MSN, though.
Deleted.
The crew was ready. And the Headhunter, Germsy not able to connect on the first couple. Going to go 0 for 4. Nix gets that one and a flawless 1-up for the Tigers.
Tigers starting this one off strong. Like we said, an aggressive map. Very, very favorable towards their style of play. They got onto that site very quickly. They held those angles, and then the second someone like Demon thought they could even find the dash, it was long over for them when it came to that round.
B is for victory. B is for vitality. Wrong game, but
still counts. I think what we've learned tonight is that this game is closer.
It's funny that Counter-Strike became like Valorant, and now Valorant is going to become... It's very funny how that worked out within a year span, though. Both games are like, you know what? The other game is doing some good stuff. How about if we just yoink? Yeah. Which, honestly, good. If something's good, you might as well make it.
Let me tell you, as an enjoyer of fighting games, they have been doing that for a long, long time, and well, you still occasionally get some questionable games that drop.
Happens.
For the most part, it leads to just better games overall, better competition between the games as well, and we get
the yin and yang balance. Gotta have the good with the bad. And it seems like the good so far outweighing the bad, at least on this patch. Jelly and MSN absolutely throttling everybody from Baker. Obviously, the weapon's not too hot. Spike already cemented at A. Drago, the only one left standing, either die to the Spike or try to catch a disgusting little right-click exit with that lovely little EDG pistol.
Spots Pie. Pie gonna come back for this shot here.
1 HP.
Drago does find it. I'm pretty sure it was Drago on Lotus as well who lived with 1 HP in the and died to the Spike. We just ran it back right there.
And on the last map, Drago didn't do a whole lot of dying, so there wasn't a lot of them in the gray screen, but Baker only able to grab the 1 kill, which was the lone exit to stop the back-to-back flawless there.
Yeah, Drago had a career map last game. That was...
Guy was the heavyweight champ.
Yeah, not to mention Germsy as well was very, very strong on that Killjoy.
Now we get to see some real weapons from Baker, though. So this is going to be the first actual test of the game. If LSU's able to... I mean, I said if Baker was the ones that were able to shut LSU down, because I was just going off of basically a vibe check and what I've seen from Baker the last 2 years, but LSU, certainly if they keep putting together performances like this week after week, they are going to be in that conversation of PCL at the top of the table and able to compete with anybody. Nami with a disgusting flank, but it gets caught out. Drago is going to find the response onto LinkedIn. I see a low HP Reyna, not able to get any type of overheal yet. The Seize is going to be a second late, and Pi is going to punish. Now Drago, yeah, that Seize could be an issue, but ran out of bullets somehow.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that with the Odin.
You know, you're allowed to do that.
Still, though, first kill.
I would not... Jelly, just respect it, huh? There.
No, Jelly has no respect.
And I respect it.
Spike planted.
R-E-S-P.
R-E-S-P. It's too many letters.
Wait,
Nonetheless.
how do you spell it? So Baker only 4 kills through 3 rounds. This is looking like Lotus LSU to me. Lotus State University.
Low. May have to become their new names after that second
Everyone knows
half
Lotus
there.
is in the heart of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Of course, surely. And not in the mythical land of
So I believe you mean Norlands?
Nolans.
NOLA?
Whatever, I don't even know where...
It's technically not in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure it's like an hour away.
yeah,
it's like
Baton
every
Rouge.
large college or school like that, it's never in that main city.
Pretty sure it's Baton Rouge. I've
Yes,
watched, I've watched
yeah,
enough sports. I was gonna say I've watched way too many college sports to not. And LSU's been way too good in too many things to not
does
know
sound
who they
correct to
are.
me.
And they're making a name in the esports world now. They are running Baker absolutely down with the pistols that Baker has been forced onto after the round 3 loss. And that means another plant is going to go through MSN. A bit of an awkward timing. Thought it was an ace for Jelly. Instead, it is a measly 4K. And I believe Jelly is 10-0.
Yeah. You know it's bad when you're saying measly 4K.
Why, being facetious.
Yes, of course, but I mean, that is...
Spell facetious. Got him.
Iridocyclitis. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Nope. How do you spell jelly? Kill. That is all they are doing.
Cold-blooded killer right there.
I mean, 10-0 Reyna through 4 rounds. You are fearing this individual the rest of the game.
And then you're going to hear the Empress get popped.
Look at their money, too. 8K by round 5 is crazy work. I think
they haven't had to buy anything.
I said 4 kills before the last round. It's still 4 kills for Baker, so not optimal. And one of the kills was an exit by Trago on 1 HP. They luckily do get Germsy the operator, so this is a good chance for them to get back into the game. And this snowball will be tumbling downhill at Mach 10 if they do not win this round.
Gonna have to see what comes out on this one. Yeah, Germsy does force out the op. They're using everything here to try and get a round win.
I think they need it.
Granted, in both of the previous maps, 4-1 has been the scoreline when we hit this point. But LSU,
but they didn't have a 10-0. Jelly was great on map 1. They weren't 10-0
Jelly was
good.
great on the Jet, but this is a different beast right now. The overheal has been meaning that multi-kills just continue to happen. Because that was, I mean, really, one of the reasons Jelly was only ever getting traded out was losing health and chip damage during these fights.
Yeah, and you're playing Jet. You go and get your one, and you accept the fate that comes after, which is, usually you're getting traded out. It is what it is. Now we're going to see the operator possibly into the fold, but they take a weird angle. Germsy just wasn't ready for the peak, and that means Demon is the poor victim because of it. That gives LSU an early advantage. You take the Neon off the table. Germsy's going to get hit with the pop flash. Does take some damage. Rendezvous back to safety, but they are aware of the operator. Germsy might go for this again, too.
Germsy gate crash in, but they're aware. Drago.
What?
Makes that the 4th kill for them. Revenge just wants to hold this angle. Really playing this one out a lot slower here.
Look at this.
On both sides. Look at where Drago's at. Yeah, in the dark cover.
Gotta go, though. They're just getting ripped.
Yeah, they have to make a play here at some point. Amazing pop flash out of the smoke will turn into a 3K for Revenge and 2 for Drago. And that's the 4-1. I feel like we have to expect it at this point in this series.
Yeah, Baker just doubled up on their kills in a single round. That is the exact
Luckily
sort
for
of
Jelly,
round.
if you check out the cash, not only could they buy themselves, they could buy themselves another time, and then they could buy a teammate.
Then they can buy another teammate. Might be Christmas over there on the LSU side. And luckily for them, they got so many kills early, so they are going to have first access to all the ultimates. And being on the offense, a Nightfall Steel Garden could be quite troublesome for the Baker side. I do suspect it'll be a 4-5 person swing. It looks like A will be the selection, and I presume these ultimates will be the engage tools.
Yeah, and A's worked out so well for them.
This is a problem to walk through, though.
But they just hugged that right wall. Does spot out Nami as well. This is when you want to make those moves. Paranoia does come through, and LinkedIn been getting a little bit too aggressive with the gate crash. Has kind of just been tossing away their life in the past 2 rounds.
Face your fear.
I like the aggressive plays, but the flashes just aren't landing the way you want them to alongside that TP.
Okay, they used both ultis. Didn't get access to the site to plant. Yeah, they're just getting zoned off. They can't really walk up the plant because of all the off angles. Finally, Pi will go for it. All 4 Baker players are in the same location.
Setup, though.
Oh, that's a big pop flash. Drago, can you find anything? It is going to be a 2-for-1 trade. That means LSU cutting it to a 1-player disadvantage. Empress potentially in the back pocket. MSN will have a whole lot of work to do here. Both of them are there, actually. There's one, there's two, and there is three. Fade gets all of them. Nami focusing on Jelly, and MSN able to rack up the triple. And that secures another big round for LSU.
Just playing the two-man stack on the site. You gotta play this out with your teammate, and they do it perfectly. See?
I was told to
exactly
watch.
what we're talking about here.
Oh, he either quick scoped or he took a step while he shot.
Yeah.
Because the bullet either goes to the sky or it dirts if you're moving or trying to quick scope. I think he quick scoped. High key. Didn't really have another option in that situation. I guess maybe not swinging out as three at the same time was a potential option, but LSU, they do not care. They love to take that round. The weapon's looking a little worse for wear. Demon, no one tell them he's got a sheriff, able to find the instant headshot. Pi is going to find the exchange immediately, and now Overdrive, Demon kicking it in gear. MSN going to find the answer. It's a 4K for the Neon. One more to run down with the absolute lightning strike.
This is why they call him a demon.
If you rearrange Demon, you can get... Oh, you can't. I was going to say Neon.
What were you trying to say?
I was going to say Neon.
You can get me on.
Listen. Sometimes it takes that solo effort and a thrifty for Baker after a damn near flawless round. And just like that, the game has been fully reset, at least economy-wise. I mean, Jelly obviously has the big cash stack, has died 3 of the last 4 rounds. That money is absolutely drained on the LSU side, though.
Did go from 10-0 to 11-3 in just 3 rounds.
I mean, they had 4 kills 2 rounds ago, and now they actually have played the game. Yeah. They have showed up and they have played the game.
Baker becoming a team once again. It's just the way they waver like that, though, does not give me confidence in the rest of the game. I mean, to be honest. I mean, the way we saw it, too, in Map 1, obviously Map 2 was a completely different story from the Baker side.
Uh-oh.
They know where that player is. Revenge going to be aware thanks to the Nightfall, and Revenge looking for a third. LinkedIn Warrior will get their revenge there. Or the teammate. I guess that's avenging.
I think Revenge has 6 kills in that exact place.
Yeah, same exact spot.
I think
with
we
the
saw
Odin
a
every
3K
time.
last round, and we saw 2 this round. So they are getting active on the map. Germsy and Demon, good for their ones. The only one left is LinkedIn Warrior, who, funny enough, I think playing more patient this round after they ran it down a little bit. The last 2, they will find one in exchange. Nami will shut down the valiant, heroic effort, and that'll be Baker tightening up the deficit only to 2 now, and I don't know if they're going to be on a save quite yet for LSU. Yeah, it's about that time now. For most of them.
Yeah.
Jelly had about $8 billion stashed away, and now running dry. Must have had his money in the CS market.
Apparently.
If anyone's keeping up with recent events. But if you want a cheap knife...
Big market crash.
If you want a cheap knife, though, apparently now is the time.
Yeah. If any Redskins were ever on your horizon, goodbye.
Yeah, if you're looking at any AKs, M4s. Oh, we see Jelly getting extremely active. This is what I want to see out of LSU. Start taking the game back by force. Felt like they were playing right into the hand of Baker for the last few. And now they are deciding to punish everything, but you got run up and done up by the shorty.
In close range still, will be able to reset that op. That's, of course, going to be the clone. Has to get the reload off, so LinkedIn at least gets 1. It's down to a 1v1. Tour de Force online. Germsy with the clutch. Ices it out and is able to pick up that op back for the team as well. As they slowly but surely close this game up. LSU really wanting to take an advantageous half here, especially coming off the last map. I mean, you've gotten one more round than you even found in the entirety of Haven there.
Yeah, this one feels a little bad, though, because it was 4-0, and then it was 5-1, and you had, like, 7K a pop across your team.
Remember when we said that about Baker in Map 1? This could be the Baker comeback in the same vein.
Clearly, teams, I mean, it is a Valorant thing, we even said it earlier, but clearly these teams, you know, they're a little streaky. When things are working, unstoppable machines, and when they start to go a little wayside, then things look like they do fall apart rather quickly. But Germsy with the opening pick, that is going to be very nice. You shut down the top frag, you shut down the Empress, and now you get to rain. Oh, that would have been quite nice to have, but it looks like things maybe still going to go well. Jumps out of the window with the Headhunter, and now the Odins are going to fill in the gaps. Revenge and Drago Good
I
for
didn't
a
even
few.
realize there was 2.
Yeah, I mean, twice as nice. We are going to see LinkedIn possibly looking for the ace clutch, not able to find it. What's that classic line we say? Prepare for trouble and make it double.
But make it double.
To kill them with. It's the least we can do.
Trying to think of what falls up. Protecting something from devastation.
Uniting people in our nation or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Team Rocket.
Yep, that's right.
Absolute classic.
And then blasting off again to the absolute moon.
As
And
always.
somehow making their way back to Earth every time.
Every
That might be the
single
most
time.
impressive part.
Who saves them in that situation? It has to be the Pokemon,
Probably
right?
Giovanni.
Right?
Calls in the airship. It's the big red button on his desk. And I'm thinking LSU needs to hit the big red timeout button maybe after this round or maybe after the second half shortly because they have lost full control of the game. They are now officially in a losing position for the first time all game, being down a player. And they're going to try to force this one out with the Nightball. But it is the last round before half, so I guess you might as well send everything you got. But the trades are instantly going through for Drago. They have been picking up that gun and shooting straight. And there is the lovely old Odin. Left-click the door, and you shall not pass.
And the decay's going to hurt there. Gotta be honest.
Ooh, these LSU health bars, they've got maybe 105 HP between them, which is not what you want to see in a 2v4. And there's a null command they're going to have to deal with. So you keep adding to the list of very unfortunate circumstances. It is indeed a series of unfortunate events. Demon and Revenge will scoop up the last 2. And now we go into the last round before half with Baker on a warpath. We haven't even seen a plant in 5 rounds.
Yeah,
at least.
that's true. It's just been kills to come through.
It looks like a 7.
Well, because every time they make it onto the site, there's like 3 kills, and then
They're usually making it.
they try to get the plant down, but it's just Baker is there in time.
They're reading everything quite well. And looking at the weapons, I'm thinking this is going to be another Baker round, at least going to be Baker favored. It'll be Null Command versus Empress, which, in case you're wondering, the Null Command wins because it cancels the ultimate. So if this KO can stay alive for a few seconds, wait till they hit the A site, that 0-point knife hits on every single player. So they get a lot of info, and that Null Command's going to connect onto all 5 as well, based on the proximity. It looks like LSU, they're going to try to beat down the front door. Let's see if it ends up working. So far, so good. W Key Gaming with the slightly worse weapons, proving to be rather successful. And more than rather successful. It looks like we're going into another 6-6 half unless Germsy does the impossible.
Out of charges.
You know what this means? There's going to be 7 rounds unanswered right after if history will repeat itself. I have to see. I mean, Germsy's still technically in the round here. 6
And
bullets in the
isn't
Headhunter.
This is not a primary.
It's not even a weapon. Technically, it's an ability.
Figment of his imagination.
There
my
it
goodness.
is. But MSN cleans it up in the end. That one made me hold my breath.
Yeah, I think everybody in the server was also holding their breath. Germsy's teammates going, oh my goodness, they're losing it. They're losing control.
There's hope.
My chamber is smurfing, but luckily they were able to round out the last kill, shut down that pesky pseudo-duelist in the chamber. And that means a 6-6 ball game is where we are at the last half of our last map of the night. Baker and LSU going blow for blow. I mean, even right, map 1 and map 2 kind of went similar ways, just opposite sides of the spectrum. And now we've got a 6-6 deadlock to decide the entire series.
Deadlock's not here.
Deadlock's a different game, silly.
Speaking of Deadlock, people have been modding in skins now, and they took the LeBron James assets from Multiverses. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen, Jobin.
That is pretty funny.
That's it. That's it. Because Multiverses shut down, so I guess people can just, like, tear the files out of that game. Nonetheless, Revenge and Drago start off the pistol round quite hot for the Baker side. Jelly makes it out alive somehow there. Grabbed up by the Paranoia now. Quite literally pinched from all angles here. See where Germsy is. Just outside sight as well. And this looks like, dare I say, a very, very clean pistol round for Baker.
Rapid fire out of Nyx to find a kill, but I fear that may be the only little bit of damage they do. Maybe one more kill if they get a little bit lucky, catch a nice timing onto a low HP Drago. But other than that, just an arc rose to their name. This is not going to be a suitable spot to find the defuse here. 3 players basically holding every single angle. Drago has now gotten information. Demon will be ready for the shots. The crossfire commences. 3K for the KO, and Baker 7-6.
Now let's see, will history repeat itself? I will be expecting possibly a second round here from Baker, especially with the weapons in hand. And of course, you don't need to force anything out here just yet, especially with how close these rounds, at least the round score has been. The rounds themselves have not necessarily been close. It's either been one team type wipes the other off the map or vice versa. Not really too much in between. We've had a couple.
That is true, actually.
We've had just a morsel, a sprinkling of 1v1s, and that's about it.
Merely a crumb.
Just a touch of olive oil.
A single calorie. Yeah, most of the rounds have felt like they were over before the plant actually finished or the post-plant really got going. It was 3 players are dead on one team has 5 on the site. Basically, good luck. And that has been the story of basically all 3 maps, honestly, with a lot of the rounds.
These teams like to fight.
They do like to fight, and sometimes for better or worse. The balance of good and evil. The devil and angel on your shoulder. Baker looks like they're going to put a lot of presence toward mid now. Demon definitely knows one is in cubby there, but not going to reveal themselves in MSN, so they're going to continue the trot on toward top mid here, and we are going to see Nyx walk out and get a nice shot. And there are the Collegiate Sheriffs. They will make their presence felt. Nami, nice to answer with the Spectre, cuts down both of the gunners there from LSU. And now Germsy going to get active with the Headhunter. Baker once again establishes the advantage, and it's just a split defense right now from Pi and the Yoru, but that's going to split the map in half, and LinkedIn is going to split Nami's dome piece with one shot.
Splits the avocado right there.
Split the atom. Boom.
That would cause a much larger reaction there.
Spike planted.
And LinkedIn, I mean, has been able to pick up a weapon here, but you are staring. Is that an Odin on the other side, too?
They also heard him jumping around.
Yeah. You're walking into a crossfire here. Don't think they really have any utility left to use either, if they even bought any up. And Germsy will make it a 3K, make it a second round in the half for Baker College. 8-6 now. Good little lead in your hands. Some players starting to get some kills under their belt. Germsy really taking advantage of this game. Drago and Revenge have been, at least on the defense side, they were holding down the mid very, very well. Here on the attack, of course, Revenge has not shied away from picking up that Odin once again. In fact, being happy with light armor in order to force out that Odin.
Well, the beautiful thing about the Odin, you don't have to actually face people to shoot them.
Yes, you don't even need to see them. You can just shoot through a wall.
You sit behind a transparent corner and you shoot more bullets than they do, so there's a very low chance they're going to swing and drill you through the wall like that. Germsy, though, once again, Chambers Playground, so good for so many picks. That Headhunter has been absolutely online, and oh my goodness, that timing would have
no,
been
you can
comical.
you can see LinkedIn doesn't have exactly the line of sight you were.
I thought Germsy was farther up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could see it on the mini map. The line of sight was just interesting there, just a pixel.
Nice answer onto the fade. Baker is still pretty
and getting
far
yourself
back.
into some good control mid here as well. Right, you're going to at least be able to cover some of these rotations. One of them's going to swing through, but nobody is able to answer Revenge in this Odin. The Odins just feel unstoppable right now. I mean, you know who will answer? Jelly will always answer with a headshot, apparently. Revenge in the 1v2, perfectly viable here with the Odin in hand. Does have the C's still available. 36 seconds, though. No other util until presumably the post-plant, if they can get that far. You are going to have to take it to one of these sites soon. Both players just happy to play it out mid and wait. Instead, they're going to converge on A.
There is still an Arc Rose on B as well, so this Feist might be able... she's rotating all the way over. So, yeah, they'll eventually...
You'll be out of range for that.
Yeah, I thought maybe if she rotates back to B, it could become a pain point for Revenge, but the plant will go through. They're going to get the audio cue in about 5 seconds. Yep, Arc Rose gets triggered, but they already had the information. So, Revenge in a 1v2, 64 HP. Haunt and Seize both ready. Haunt now down for the count. It'll be a Seize and an Odin versus the world.
Yeah, don't think Revenge was expecting them to be all the way over on the A site, but they just want to play it out as a 2-man here.
Where can I hold left click safely from? That is the name of the game now.
Yeah.
I suppose here works. Yeah, that's quite good.
I know where the spike is. Doesn't know where the player is, though. Sees. Not going to land either. They just get to force it out with the dark cover.
Yeah, no one even going to give over any kills. So LSU sneaks in and gets the defuse. Obviously, a tough situation for
Was
Revenge.
there any damage even onto Pi there?
Only the Seize Decay after the fact. There was no, just drew a chalk outline. But couldn't actually see, and just where the spike was planted on ground level, having that little drop.
Very low, yeah.
It's kind of like how Boathouse is set up. On Ascent, you can kind of see, it's like a little drop area where
Just
you can
a little lower.
You can haircut people, but if you're not aiming pixel perfect, then you're either wall banging or you're missing completely. The latter, unfortunate result for Revenge there, but 8-7, Baker still in the lead, the Odin still in Revenge's hand. They did keep their life, so honestly, silver lining, you got the plant, you kept your gun. Definitely could have gone worse for you. There's an ult command, no util allowed to the side of Baker. Yeah, you had
Jim.
No chance. Oh, Jim. Oh, Germsy. Picking up yet another one. The chamber absolutely firing away, and everyone is just shooting this round.
And Baker, I mean, especially after that last one, they just want to get back to their player advantage, their strong starts, and the early picks. And now with the spike down, you put LSU on a timer. You put LSU in a tough situation.
I think they just
in this 2v5. Yeah, I was going to say, the tough situation being, are we going for this or are we saving? Luckily, I think the game is still definitely close enough, obviously.
Which is why they're saving.
Just one round apart. But the later you get, the harder the saves become to justify.
Well, then you get the classic, you end up saving 4 rounds in a row, and you're like, bruh. And how did we get here? We just
okay, now that's some real CS stuff.
Valencia. Wee-woo. Spike will go off without a hitch. Baker will rack up a 9th round. 9-7 is the lead now. The Omen teleport ultimate online for the next round. Everybody else slowly building their way up. Only Germsy and Revenge really close to being on the dawn of having those ultis. And yet again for Baker, kill discrepancy quite even. Only 6 differential from Nami and Germsy, and playing a very different agent. So that is to be expected in every which way. And Baker's guns have certainly found their way back online after that Lotus.
2 rifles in hand, just to try and even out the economy there on the LSU side of things. Of course, expected buys from Baker, including that Odin, which I believe carried over from last round.
In the round before, and then they died, and they
so
bought it
on
again.
and so forth.
It's a generational Odin. The family heirloom.
Pass it down to my children.
You two will left-click endlessly at doorways.
Jelly realizing that, as the Reyna, you don't have escape options unless you get the pick first.
Yeah, Jelly went from Thanos, unfortunately, to getting picked off a lot of times. And
went from Thanos to Thanos after the snap.
I was going to say something like Ultron, because eventually they lost, but I was trying to think of another Marvel villain that wasn't...
It was a little more of a...
little less strong.
Pushover?
Yeah, a little less godlike.
Should have gone for the head.
Should have gone for the head. Then you wouldn't be playing Fortnite against Noob Slayer. Baker with the slow crawl toward A. Just a default setup from LSU. Waiting for any sound, any giveaway from Baker that will possibly tip off where they're going. The 0-point knife, that'll tip off the entire plan, but there are 5 Baker players now running everybody down. I saw a few sheriffs on my screen, so this is not going to be an easy defense. It's going to be Pi and MSN to see if they can do anything here. Yep, headshots galore for the Baker side. This is looking like a proper 10th round Revenge. We did not see that, I promise. LinkedIn Warrior able to take down the Prowler, but it is not looking good for the Tigers.
Yeah, they had to burn their 1 flash as well just to get past the dark cover.
And
so you're rocking with nothing but an Arc Rose. Not aware of this player on the spike. Gonna get blindsided by, but we'll still find the shot. Unfortunately, every single wall in this game is made of paper mache. 1 kill goes through. Revenge. Continuing with this Odin in hand.
9K.
9K, at least you get to rebuy that armor, but there is...
just go glass cannon, forget
starting to be a large gap in the economies here, which means even a round win from LSU isn't really going to take down Baker too much. It's not going to hurt the wallet.
Yeah, there will still be an Odin in the game regardless of the outcome next round. And Germsy also will have the tour de force. That is another round of Minus, or you can save about 2,900 bucks, or possibly the cost of the operator with the way Germsy has been shooting. Nightfall invested early. MSN, the other Fade, getting active with the Odin, exactly what LSU needs. But we talked about Germsy earlier in the game, still finding frags at the top of the leaderboard. Demon, nasty wide swing onto Pi. MSN can't see anything, just lights up the wall in response, but luckily the team filling in the gaps very nicely. How do you like it?
Give them a bit of their own medicine. Standing on the spike now, Demon gonna have to play out this 1v2. Switches to the rifle is MSN, will find the shot. And I want them to pick that Odin back up, I'm not gonna lie, but they're just gonna let it go to the wayside. Oh no, there was just another one.
They had their own.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that.
I only knew because I heard it after Revenge stopped shooting.
Well, yeah, I also guess MSN had it while Revenge was swinging them.
MSN, me shoot now.
Yeah.
By the Odin, let that thing absolutely sing.
Oh. Oh, that was a good one. Ooh. You know how this works. 11-10. That means there is... The one brain cell that we shared is down to 50% charge.
It's honestly better tonight than usual.
Yeah.
The games have actually been very engaging and entertaining.
We're not sharing it with Ryan tonight. I don't know why, but...
That is true. The brain rot seeps. It's a virus.
Well, it's just that we have to toss it around like hot potato, depending on who's talking.
Oh, Jelly in a bit of a rough spot. We see them get picked off 2 to 3 times here, and we're going to see this Reyna get back to that form they had in the first half. Definitely struggling a little bit on the defense, which, you know, as to be expected slightly, you have to play a lot differently. You can't play quite as aggressive in fear of getting shut down instantly, and when Chamber wants to play, you do not play.
Bring them down.
They are still really far back mid. Wow. Uh-oh. The unstoppable force, the immovable object. Odin versus restorative force.
Steel Garden up from Nyx. Not sure if it actually touched anyone
Big
there.
Nightfall.
Of course, the Nightfall on top of that. I mean, this is going to be an interesting one. And MSN, hand in the medicine, straight back to him once again. 2 kills, but the TP from Nami is going to mean the round's still alive for a second. LSU not letting this go without a fight. And there's the timeout. I was wondering when we were going to see one in this map.
Especially after we saw both teams called timeout, and I think they at least called one in both of the maps, and we definitely saw, I believe,
well,
there was LSU called 2.
The one in Lotus was for a DC there, just to kind of see if they could get back in time, and then, of course, it ended up with a legit technical pause there, but it wasn't too long, luckily.
And luckily, we can pause the timer, so that is a very, very nice thing, but Baker now 10-9, only a 1-round lead. Curious, I think they should still have decent weapons online. I know they have lost a few times in a row, so it might be a little bit dicey, a little sketchy as we get later on into the half. And we do see Jelly with the Empress online. Obviously, I've been mentioning that they haven't had quite as strong a second half. That's only because they were so good in the first half. It looked like they were going to run away with the MVP, carry this team over the finish line. But Baker settled in, found their footing. The crew of Germsy and Revenge really showing up and showing out with the Odin and hand cannon, respectively.
And Jelly's going to keep that Odin in hand.
We almost have a staircase on round 20.
That is crazy. On the
we almost have
Baker
a death staircase, too.
Wow.
So close. So dumb for even mentioning it, but
hey,
neat little Easter egg.
How it goes here. All we need is a demon for a 2K, and then absolutely nothing else.
Absolute cinema. And then we need everybody to die cascadingly in the next 2 rounds. And then we can have what we want.
Bring them down.
LSU would desperately like this 10th round, though. It feels like they finally kind of got their feet back under them after they ran off the server the first little bit. Or the second half, rather. MSN, though, has been, MSN bought the Odin and has been finding kills every round. There's direct correlation. Causation correlation. Me buy big gun, me kill many people.
And it's so good on the Fade, too. Fade and Sova, right? Anyone where you can get intel like that because of how...
Intel from far away.
With the high wall penetration, you've got 100 bullets. Like, it's just, it works. No question about that. See the null command. Going to be towards that B side. This is when they really want to push forward. One player is still up there in heaven. It's LinkedIn Warrior on the Yoru.
Yeah, Jelly once again. Caught out in the early goings of the round. We do see Demon on low HP, though. Nami going to go early on to the plant, and Pie's going to find the answer. There is the flank. Revenge showing why they are the top fade in the server, at least for this map so far. Demon's going to catch Nyx off drop. All down to LinkedIn. Maybe can find an exit kill there. That one feels a bit sucky. Germsy's going to win out the 1v1, and we've got 11-9. Baker officially knocking on the door.
Getting close to it, but it's, of course, not out of reach for LSU still.
Baker wins this round. This game is fairly cooked.
Crazy how we went from, 13-6 with a 7-round straight flawless ending from LSU. Then we went to 13-4 and just an absolute stomp for the Baker side. And now we're here consistently trading back and forth, right? We had the 4-round streak starting at the first half, converted it into 5 for Baker.
I know, it was like 5-5, then 1-1-1-1-1-1, basically. Yeah, they both got their runs out of them and then said, okay, the game starts at 5-5.
No one's gotten more than 2 rounds in a row the second half.
Yeah, it's actually a good point. The teams have been certainly on even footing, or even-ish footing. That was a big round for Baker to reestablish that 2-round lead, keep them at arm's reach, keep that hand out, a little stiff arm. Germsy just going to be the lone lurker on B until the rest of the team decides what the play should be. Jelly, few pop shots down in mid. The dark cover and the Prowler is going to buy Baker that space they desperately love. They're going to take full mid control, and now it's going to be the option of, do we go late B to challenge Jelly, or do we cut this sucker hard right and go to A? It looks like they are going to go for the former.
Have to see. Jelly, going to be aware of this now. Finds the 1. Can't convert it into the second, but Nyx is there for the trade. It ends up being a 2v1 in favor of LSU. LinkedIn Warrior spots 1, but Germsy, as always, clean with the shots.
Nami ulted in front of Germsy, and I think Germsy instantly took him out, because I saw their heads literally next to each other, and then nothing came of the fight, so I assume the ultimate was used there. Nyx hit with the 0 point, so no util for a few moments. Baker, 3v3, spike down. Definitely an advantageous spot to be. MSN's got a lot of util, and Drago also has the fragment grenade, so you can just nade off this doorway. Could just go for the gunfight as well. It's still looking good for him. 2v1, 1 HP. Who else but Germsy yet again. 12-9, series point for Baker. After they stumbled in the early going, they have absolutely found their form. 20-10 on the chamber. Everybody else filling in very nicely. A very, very rounded scoreboard.
Boy, has this been a roller coaster of a map here. Down to what could be the final round of the series. Baker mounting a comeback up against LSU here.
LSU's crunching the numbers over there.
They're like, hold on, what exactly do we
How do we buy down to 0?
Yeah.
What's the most value we can get? Which isn't much.
Ain't much, but it's honest work. Luckily, some well-placed Guardian shots could spell
this
a
drift
turning
has to
of
give
the
him
tide.
Something. You've got to get some info, something off this drift.
At least spots 1. Not going to know that there's 2 other
players. Are
players.
we going to gate crash with a shotgun and go for it, or are we going to leave? Okay, he backed off.
Backed off for the time being. MSN will find the first.
Look at the aggression.
Demon.
Look where they're standing.
They have to. They have to meet them here, but Demon on the shots now. The Molly to finish off Pie. And Baker,
big flash,
ever so close to the final of the series. The finale here is Nyx with a stinger up against an absolute wall of players. Fitting that Germsy finishes that one off, as they ended up as the top frag on the side of Baker. And they did do it. They mounted the reverse sweep there in the best of 3. They made it a 2-1 game here, and they will remain undefeated at 6-0. LSU moving down to 3-3.
Yeah, Baker, that's what tough teams do. They don't let one map get under their skin, and then they showed up, especially on Haven, where they basically were never even in threat of losing the map after the early going. And then even on Corrode, besides the early going when Jelly was 11-0 to get the game started, the second that they caught Jelly out 3 of 4 rounds, the snowball started to go for Baker. They're able to get a 2-3 round lead, and once they got there, they just kept LSU at arm's reach the entire rest of the way. So give a lot of credit to LSU as well. They have shown that they are a team that will not give up. Unfortunately, you don't want to be in that position too often. Otherwise, you play against a team as good as Baker, and the comebacks aren't necessarily going to be that easy for you. But a hard-fought effort nonetheless. They definitely tried their best. Cumberland, obviously, earlier as well with a much faster series, winning that one in 2-0 fashion. Got some good games. Finally got a 3-map series in Valorant. Feels like slowly but surely we are starting to get some series
we
here.
We have had some 2-1s on the stream now, especially as we get later into the season, right? We get some close matchups like this, some banger matchups. Of course, earlier in the night, if you missed it as well, a 2-0 from Cumberland up against Oral Roberts there. That was a pretty swift one.
Yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat that one. It was quick. It was decisive. It was a Cumberland victory. But here, we got an absolute battle, and Baker came back. They won the war.
Yeah, they won the war. It's not about who bleeds first, but who can actually finish out and battle through all that adversity. And give a lot of credit. It's easy to pack it in when you lose 8 rounds in a row. It's like, man, are we going to get stomped in map 2? But they walked out, didn't let that get the best of them. Definitely good to see out of a team that, listen, they've been there, done that. They've played on land at Texas. They were in CVAL champs, placed well. So pressure definitely not new to them. They've been in much, much bigger spots and pulled through. So congrats to all the winners tonight.